The best places to visit in Colorado. Now, I'm not much of a city person or a national parks person. I prefer to be away from the herds of people and look for my own amazing places off the path. That being said, there is some beauty in the Front Range. You have Colorado Springs and its view of Pikes Peak and the Garden of the Gods. But a little farther east, you have the less known feature known as the Paint Mines, a colorful clay deposit in the ground. An hour west of town, you have Paradise Cove, a nice little water hole to go swimming, cliff diving, or relax. Southwest of Colorado Springs, in the middle of San Isabel National Forest, you can find Bishop's Castle. Jim Bishop built the castle over a span of 60 years. The castle is always open and the dragon breathes fire on weekends. Denver has festivals, food, and Red Rocks, one of the best concert venues there is. Boulder has Pearl Street Mall and the Flatirons. And you can go into the mountains to Estes Park and see Rocky Mountain National Park. Even though it's crowded, there are some amazing peaks, waterfalls, and alpine lakes in the park. But on the border of the park, there is Longs Peak, a mountain over 14,000 feet in elevation known as a 14er. It is a fun peak to hike, but get up very early and give yourself 8 hours to hike it. Now let's get away from the cities and farther into the mountains. By the way, this video is a small mix of my other videos. If you want more info on Colorado, I have over 40 videos mostly about Colorado, like the best waterfalls, best alpine lakes, best towns, best hot springs, best swimming holes, and so on and so on. So check out my channel for more Colorado info. Alright, let's get to it. A good base for adventure in Colorado is Summit County. Breckenridge is a neat old mountain town surrounded by old ghost towns. Alpine lake adventures like Mohawk Lakes, where you can also get in some good backpacking, see some neat lakes, and beautiful waterfalls. Near the town of Montezuma, you can see some really cool old mines, like these ones, up Prue Gulch. From Montezuma, you can also take this beautiful 4x4 route, St. John's Pass, over and into Breckenridge. In the autumn, be sure to check out Boreas Pass near Breckenridge for all its fall colors. You can view the beautiful Gore Range on your way down to Green Mountain Reservoir, a place to go cliff jumping and boating. Be sure to check if it's open for cliff jumping before you go. They closed it temporarily because of an accident that occurred from jumping. You can also go south from Breckenridge into Alma, Colorado's highest town, and the area the show South Park is based on. You can hike a few beautiful 14ers just west of town there, and check out some cool old mining towns, like this one up Montgomery Reservoir. Before taking a 4x4 route over Mosquito Pass or just go the long way on the highway to Leadville, Colorado, a neat old town with cool old buildings sitting below Colorado's highest mountains. The town is surrounded by a lot of old mine ruins to check out. If you go in the fall, you can ride the train through the fall colors. If you come in late winter, you can watch ski joring, a sport where a horse pulls someone down Main Street on skis while hitting jumps and collecting rings. Down the valley from Leadville, you can visit the town of Buena Vista, or Buena Vista as it's known to the locals, and Salida. Both are great towns for rafting and mountain biking. Above town, nestled in the 14ers, you can find plenty of hot springs to chill in. Plus, the cool, iconic looking ghost town of St. Elmo. There's also plenty of good hiking and amazing views. From there you can go over Cottonwood Pass to the town of Crested Butte. The town is extremely beautiful and has some very unique festivals in the fall, plus a lot of fall colors. Near town, you can get on a trailhead to Conundrum Hot Springs, a 8-mile hike to the springs, and then another 8 to the town of Aspen, so plan on spending a night or 2 in the wilderness. You also need permits to camp there because of the popularity of the springs. Aspen is a neat looking town, but near town you have the very picturesque mountains known as the Maroon Bells. If you're feeling adventurous, you can hike around them on 4-pass loop hike, a beautiful hike that goes over 4 passes, so give yourself about 3 nights to do the hike. You can also hike to the top of the Bells, an amazing experience for sure, but be prepared and cautious as many people have been injured or died on these mountains. If you go east of Aspen, you can find Devil's Punch Bowl, a popular swimming area on the way up Independence Pass. You can continue east on Independence Pass, an amazing drive on Colorado's highest paved pass. You will end up in Twin Lakes by Leadville again. This place is nice in the autumn as well. You can also go west from Aspen to the town of Glenwood Springs. This town has a lot to offer. They have a hot springs park with a water slide, a vaudeville theater, an amusement park above town, and you can head east to one of the best stretches of interstate you will find. The road curves through the beautiful Glenwood Canyon next to the Colorado River. On one rest stop, the Hanging Lake rest stop, you can get out and hike to Hanging Lake, a good 1.3-mile hike, to one of the most beautiful looking lakes you'll see. If you go in the high season during summer, you'll have to buy a ticket and take a bus from Glenwood Springs due to the popularity of the lake. You can also go west of town to the town of Rifle and check out Rifle Falls and Rifle Falls State Park. In northern Colorado, you can hang out near the town of Steamboat Springs, a really amazing area, and the Strawberry Springs hidden in the woods is an amazing hot springs to relax in. It is a family-friendly springs until after dark, when anyone under 18 is kicked out and clothes become optional. This is also a neat area to visit in autumn. Far south in Colorado, you have the San Luis Valley with Sand Dunes National Park, a picturesque area with dunes stacked against the Blue Mountains. Just above the park, you have Zapata Falls, a easily accessed waterfalls hidden in the canyon. Also near the area, you have the town of Crestone, Colorado, a unique little town with access to 2 great trails, the hike to North Crestone and the hike to Willow Lakes. Also in the San Luis Valley, you can find the Gator Farm. You can tour the Gator Farm and learn how to wrestle a gator if you want. There are no restraints on the gator either. If you're not good at it, he can bite you. Farther south, you have the town of Pagosa Springs. The town itself has a few hot springs, both free on the river and paid resorts. Northeast of town, next to the highway near Wolf Creek Pass, you can visit Treasure Falls. The town also sits below the eastern side of Weminuche Wilderness, Colorado's largest wilderness. It is a great place to go backpacking and get away from the people. Near this area, you have the town of Creed. The town itself is unique. It sits almost in a canyon, has an underground fire station, and above town on Bachelor Loop has some of the coolest looking mine buildings built into the side of cliffs. I also recommend this drive in autumn. From the town of Creede, heading towards Lake City, you will find North Clear Creek Falls, a beautiful roadside falls. The town of Lake City itself is neat. Above town, you will find Lake San Cristobal, and you can take the 4x4 path, known as Engineer Pass, from Lake City through some old ghost towns next to the river and over into Silverton. The area around Silverton is quite amazing. There is a ton of off-roading to do there, along with plenty of old mines, waterfalls, and lakes to view. It is in this area that I can see some of my favorite lakes and waterfalls. The $1 Million Highway goes from Durango through Silverton to Ouray, and is one of the most beautiful paved roads I've ever been on. It even goes over these waterfalls near the town of Ouray. Ouray is often called Little Switzerland and is surrounded by steep mountains and waterfalls. This is Box Canyon Falls. You can take multiple 4x4 routes from the $1 Million Highway to the Telluride side of the mountains. This is Imogene Pass, near Ouray. And this is Black Bear, or Ingram Pass, coming down into Telluride. Telluride is a very unique area. The town itself is awesome to visit, and above town there are two amazing waterfalls. After visiting Bridalveil Falls, you can hike above the waterfalls for more waterfalls, mines, and alpine lakes. That is the best of Colorado. I would also say that the most overrated place in Colorado is Vail. It is just a noisy, overpriced town next to the interstate with no real hiking or views. In general, just a good town to stay away from. This is just a summary of what I've covered in all my videos, and a fraction of what you can see in Colorado. If you're interested in more areas, check out my channel to see more places, lakes, falls, festivals, in more detail. Be sure to subscribe for more upcoming videos on Colorado, and if you love Colorado and want to show it, buy some Colorado merch from my shop and support local Colorado business.